Bam! Well, bam! Today I'm going to be showing you how I did my makeup in 2016 versus how I do my makeup now in 2021. If that's something you'd be interested in, just keep watching. If you're new here, my name's Audrey. Hello, it's so nice to meet you. If you're not new here, welcome back. If you love makeup, please consider subscribing down below. I would love to have you. We have fun here. I do makeup reviews and tutorials. And let's get started. Okay, so we're going to do this side of my face the way I used to do it in 2016 and this side of my face the way I do it now in 2021. Keep in mind, in 2016, that's when I first started playing with makeup. So, we've come a long way in 5 years. Back then, let's see, I'll start with my eyebrows. Back then, I had red hair, long hair. And I colored it red all the time, whether it was from a box or it was from, I went to the salon and did it. I would use usually a dip brow, Anastasia Beverly Hills in Auburn. And I would go in and make a really red eyebrow. This is the Anastasia Beverly Hills Dip Brow Gel in Auburn, and back then I would also really round out the front of my eyebrow. Gosh. Okay, and then of course now in 2021 I would go in first with my e.l.f. pomade. I forget the name of it and I can't find the name on here. Shape up my tail of my brow. Take my pencil and then just kind of, this is the ColourPop Brow Boss pencil in brunette. Kind of fill in the front, definitely add to the middle. And then comb through with my e.l.f. Wow Brow. Yeah, let's do the complexion next. So, I would, back in 2016, use the I would use the Smashbox primer, the clear one, the super silicone feeling one. I don't even have that anymore. I'm going to use the most similar thing I have. That would be the e.l.f. Poreless Putty Primer. It's not silicone based, I don't think. It might be. But I would definitely use that Smashbox silicone primer and fill in. I would use it all over my face. For this side of the face, I'm going to go ahead and spray as best I can my face with the Smashbox Photo Finish Primer Water. That's what I would use as a primer now. So for foundation, I would go in with the full coverage, cover up every single one of my freckles foundation that I had. That was way too light for me. For today's video, I'm going to go ahead and use the Makeup Revolution Fast Base Stick Foundation in F1. And put way too much. More than I would today anyways. I think this foundation is actually a pretty good shade match for me. I remember feeling like I had a mask on my face. I remember it feeling so thick. Okay. These days I would go in with my Rare Beauty foundation in the shade 130N, which is not the lightest shade in their range, which is what I would usually do, is just go in with the lightest and go into the store and buy the lightest shade that they had and call it good. And this one is a lot less full coverage than that stick. Wow, okay. So, yeah, that's a big difference. How funny. For concealer, I would go in with the, oops, with the fullest full coverage concealer I had, Tarte Shape Tape. This is the shade Fair. And I would make a triangle. Also right here, and up here. For the other side, I'm going to go ahead and use my Rare Beauty concealer in 130N, and I would just go here, 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 and here. Using a lot less product. Okay. Back then, I would set my face. Well, actually, I would try to bake. Usually, baking was a huge deal. So I'll go ahead and get some powder on my, oh, this is, excuse me, this is my my Maybelline Fit Me powder in the shade Fair 50. And I'm going to place some powder down underneath my eye. I wouldn't bake necessarily, but I would use a ton of powder. A ton. And a mattifying powder. And then for this side, I would go in with this Luminous powder. 2021. New me. Using a brush, I would go in with just a little bit of this. I did it again. With this Jaclyn Hill Cosmetics. Jaclyn Cosmetics Luminous powder in Brighten Up. Get a little bit on my brush and tap that in underneath my eye, and then just kind of dust it around the rest. I'm going to go ahead and go in with blush. For this side, I even have it. I bought another one. The Maybelline, what is this? Milani Baked Blush in Luminoso. I would get that all over my brush, and then just right here. After that, for the 2021 side, I'm going to go in with a cream blush. Crazy. This one's also from Milani. This is the Milani Cheek Kiss Cream Blush in the shade 110 Nude Kiss. I definitely try to keep my blush a little bit higher up these days. Not so much on that cheek right here. Apple my cheek. Why can't I remember? I don't know. I sit down to film and I'm like, do you know about makeup? Yes. All right. After that, I would back then, and I have it. I rebought it again. Go in with my Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer. But I would not use a lot. I feel like I look so washed out in all of the old pictures of me. These days, I would go in first with my NYX Wonder Stick, Highlighting Contour Stick. This is light medium. Where is it? And I would go in right here, and right here, and right here. And a little over here. With the Milani Sun-Kissed Silky Matte Bronzer. For highlight, back then, I would go in with the Wet n Wild highlighting powder in, where's this one? Blossom Glow. Boop. And nowadays, I would go in with my Jaclyn Cosmetics highlighter in Iced. Wow, so pretty. Okay, for the eyes, ooh, look at that crease right there. That's cute. I'm gonna tap that crease out with my finger, and I'm going to prime this eyelid with the Anastasia Beverly Hills eye primer. It's gonna leak out the bottom. Eye primer in, well, they have one shade, which definitely should be corrected if you ask me. Prime with that. Fabulous. For eyeshadow, that's it. Back then, I would go in with the Jaclyn Hill Morphe palette. Jaclyn Hill Original. It has 35, what does it say? 35 dream colors. That's cute. Oh, mine's loved and dirty. This is real life. And I would go in and I would have a very warm, bronzy eye all the time. Yeah, yep. Warm bronze colors, because that's what the rage was. That's what people were wearing. And I just watched YouTube and did what YouTube did, so I definitely was a following the trend kind of person. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and do that. Yep, this is the look that I did with this palette over and over and over and over and over. I can tell because there's dents in the shadows that I used. Yeah, so there's that. Back in 2016, before I moved, I also did winged liner, because everyone else is doing wing liners. So I'm going to go ahead and do a wing on this eye. Be right back. All right, yep, that's as good as that's going to get. I'm really glad I don't have to match to that eye, because my wing just gets bigger and bigger and bigger. Okay, so nowadays I would use, so I'm going to go ahead and do that on this eye. I didn't wear falsies. I would just go in with a mascara. Today I'm going to use the Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara, which was super popular back then. And then these days I would go in with any mascara. Usually my Lash Princess from Essence. Dang, this is such a good mascara for the price. I like these lashes way better than these lashes. But I would definitely nowadays go in with a falsie. This is the, I'm going to go ahead and put on the House of Lashes Noir Fairy Light on just this eye. And I'll be right back. All right, I'm back and the lash is on. I just prefer the look of false lashes now. And the more that I do them, the faster I get at them. It's really just something that takes a bit of practice. And back then, I didn't have time and didn't want to practice. So, here we go. The last thing is going to be the lips. I used to line with this teeny tiny little NYX lip liner. This is the Slide On, Glide On, Stay On, whatever the rest of the wording is. It'll be down in the description box. This is in the shade Sugar Glass. And then I would always go in with the Anastasia Beverly Hills liquid lipstick in the shade Hudson. It's still a really pretty color though. Love this color. It was one of my favorites. I wore it all the time. And I didn't wear gloss. No gloss. Matte lips always. For now, this side, 2021, I would go ahead and go in first with my lippy pencil, ColourPop lippy pencil in BFF3. I would shade in with another lippy pencil. Today I'm going to use the ColourPop lippy pencil in BFF. And then go in with a gloss. Today I'm going to use the ColourPop So Juicy She's Here. I don't have it. Back then, I would go ahead and I would set my face with the Urban Decay All Nighter Setting Spray. I don't have that. I haven't repurchased that in a while. I'm going to go ahead and use my Milani Make It Last. It's almost gone. This is pretty similar to that, I would say. And I would go really hard with the setting spray because my face was so thick and matte that the setting spray felt really nice. These days, I would go ahead and go in with my Professional Super Setter Long Lasting Makeup Setting Spray. And this, it's just not as intense. Okay. This is how I did my makeup in 2016. Wow. If you've known me that long, that's crazy. We've come a long way. Our makeup journey's 5 years old. And this is how I do my makeup now. A lot more natural. A lot more va-va-voom lashy. But yeah, I like the gloss. I just love gloss now. Good gloss. I didn't ever wear gloss before. It's just, this just feels so simple. And this is very, I would still do this today if I was feeling it, you know. I'd probably wear a false lash for sure. I've got to practice my wings, get them a little better. All right, I will stop talking. If you made it to the end of the video, thank you so much. I love and appreciate you. Give this video a thumbs up if you had fun watching it with me. And I will see you in my next one. Bye. You know, like it here. I don't know what I'm saying.